Well, hello. Welcome to Tuesday. I'm the Doc, the DOC from the 313. I'm the Doc, John Macaroon. Here today, we're going to talk about it. The Dolphins are in town. They're coming to town to practice against the Detroit Lions Wednesday and Thursday. Another team is coming. So you know what that means? Two teams that are excited to get after it in battle. One team has a real bad reputation that they're trying to shake. And linebacker Grant Stewart poked the bear. Grant Stewart, you can check out Lions on SI. He came direct and he's like, I practiced against the Dolphins. They don't practice like we do, clearly. In essence, he called them out. And the Dolphins nation definitely heard it. They're not happy. It had to, at this point, filter all over the internet that the Lions believe that the Dolphins are softer when it comes to practice. What does that mean? If the Dolphins have caught wind of what's happening, the practices could get wild. And I love that. Donkey Kong, here we effing go. Let's go. Another broadcast, baby. Every single day since the start of training camp, we've given you insight regarding the Detroit Lions. Lone Wolves Podcast, Doc, John Macaroon. Thank you, guys. And you know the deal. If you're in early, hit that like button. Subscribe. Retweet, comment. That's how we keep pushing this thing and how we can keep bringing you live Detroit Lions podcast, breaking down all the inside information that you guys love and clearly are into it every single day. Thank you guys for thanking me, and it's no work at all. This is fun. Andrew Jones, thanks for doing this, Doc. No, thank you guys. If you're here, I'm here. That's been the rule everywhere with social media. X, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky. Everywhere you are, I am. You're on YouTube, I'm on YouTube. Haha, Broski knows. The practices won't be as wild as you, Doc. I'm not wild. Rogue moments, rogue tendencies. But I'm straight-laced, baby. You guys know. I wear a collared shirt to practice in the heat. Rogue tendencies. Rogue moments. I can't wait. Grant Stewart, check it out. I love when you get a chance to talk to players that are just real and raw. And I actually made a common mistake that you make when you ask questions. I assumed. And you can hear it. What's great about the Q&As, I always try to incorporate the audio so you can hear how I asked the question and how the player responded. Sometimes words can take away the tone of the conversation. And Grant was great. Real and raw. I said to him, listen, we started the conversation talking about Maurice Norris. And listen, man, it's tough to see. You're a warrior. Your job is to go out and hurt people, hit people. How do you turn that off? And he's like, what do you mean? I go, how do you just become a regular guy after? He's like, to be honest, I'm a football player. I don't turn it off. He's like, I got a couple boys. I got a boy now and one on the way. I get to be myself. He's like, maybe I'll be corporate when I retire, but I'm me. And he doesn't turn it off. I love that answer. Check it out word for word, and you can hear it as well. So I give you multiple ways to enjoy the interview that I had with Grant Stewart. Likeable, detailed answers, engaged in the process, great energy, matched my energy. It was great. Broski, yeah, I wear this. I can't wear a t-shirt to work. It's work. It's a professional setting. I could meet professional people at any point. Someone could ask me to be on camera, not Channel 7 for some reason, not the Lions. They could ask me to be on camera. Now, I'm so busy, I would respectfully decline both of their invitations because I'm not the 30th option for anybody. They've gone through the rotation twice. Still haven't asked the DOC. No problems. I'm a little busy. Third time. Don't bother. I'm busy. I look at it like anytime you could meet up against somebody for an opportunity to do an interview and get after it. You know what I mean? So I look like this out there. Now, maybe once in a while you throw on a t-shirt, but I'm not comfortable. I feel like there's a respect level that I give wearing a collared shirt to get after it and talk to people on a respectful level. You know, I feel like that's the professional way to respect the craft is to at least put on a collared shirt. You know, I can't I just can't. I'm not comfortable in a t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops trying to interview people about something serious as football. Richard gets in. Welcome to all the people in early. Richard Weaver, good guy. Good to hear from you again, Doc. Lions need a tough practice. This will be good for us. Thanks. It will be. I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. Hopefully the weather cooperates. Tonight, my guy AP gets into town. The Dolphins reporter, clearly you now know who that is, AP. He definitely was willing to clip Grant Stewart. Look at you, AP, trying to get some Twitter engagement off the DOC. Best part is he's so kind he asked for permission. John, can I please use that clip from your interview? No worries if you say no. What are you talking about? Of course. That's what it's for. He didn't say anything wrong. They're ready. Both teams are ready. They're going to be not backing down. What are you talking about? Take whatever you want, man. We work together. We're going to hang out tonight, hang out and reminisce, joke around a little bit about the crazy job we have. And check it out, too. He's also, I think, formally invited me to his podcast. Check it out. You can find out at Detroit Podcast who it is. My Miami guy. Mr. Macaroon, please, we're not going to let you talk to Alan, the colleague there from SI. You're going to need you formally stay on two fields. Do not unite and talk to each other. Okay. But we will split the fields. I think he has not formally given me the answer yet, but I've said, Alan, I want to cover Wednesday the Lions offense against the Dolphins defense day one, and then we'll flip the fields. So he'll get the report from the defense, how he will look at on Wednesday how the Dolphins defense does against the Lions offense. There's two fields. We only have two people. So we'll split the fields and we'll chit-chat in a fun way. We'll bring you insider coverage. He might come on my podcast. I know I'm going on his today. So we'll bring you insights as to what happened after the practice tomorrow. So I'll share with you my perspective of what I saw from the Lions offense. Hopefully they can continue some small momentum from Monday into Wednesday. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited for the next probably hour or so. I got to try to keep it tight. Got a busy day today. This is technically a day off. I love that you guys that are like thinking about me when I ask the question, hey, should I go take a nap or post footage? Some of you guys are like, yeah, get some shawarmas, take a nap, relax, we can wait. Some of you guys are truthful, like, no, put that stuff out now. We want to see J-Mo. We want to see the work that you're doing. I'm thankful, humbly. And some of you guys are like, yeah, take the day off. Well, you deserve it. There's no days off when you cover the NFL. And I am just as wild as you guys. Read everything. Watched all the Brad Holmes videos. Watched all the videos of all the people that come. I read everything. So in the end, I can declare, being that I was a fan and then I became part of the media, I'm the number one fan, not anybody else. I'm the Hall of Fame fan. I became literally a fan from a season ticket holder to cover the team. How much further can I be other than now coaching the team? Mr. Macaroon became a podcaster. Now is a part of the Lions coaching staff. But before we get to the previews. All right. Make sure you guys know super chat, super thanks, the super chats and the super thanks. You move right to the top of the list. Get yourself seen by the masses. All right. Let's get the trauma out of the way. Brad Holmes, I think, should have gave a different answer because not only did he upset me, well, he upset me. That's most important. I couldn't believe he answered it, honestly. He's an honest guy. I couldn't believe he said it because now it puts in the spotlight the 2023 draft. Imagine. And people, you guys, man, you guys definitely, the defenders, you guys definitely don't see things sometimes the same way I do. And it was funny to see some of the answers you guys sent me at Detroit Podcast. Let's start with this. Let's get the complaints out of the way, the complaint portion. So national media comes to town. They go in front of the line. Doc sends an email. Got to wait 5 days for an answer. Okay. That's here nor there. It's just fun stuff to complain about. Brad Holmes spoke to Kevin Clark. Great guy. I believe part of ESPN now. Those were the videos, NFL. That came across a series. He spoke to Brad Holmes, John Morton, and Penei Sewell. I've seen all the videos. They're good stuff. But Brad Holmes was asked, and Kevin asked a great question. He says, hey, I've talked to a lot of GMs, and look, there's sometimes you whiff on guys and you make mistakes. And Kevin led into the question and the topic. He said, look, a lot of guys have been saying Puka Nacua. And Brad said, yeah, I had him on my board. I had him. And you can ask, he's like, you can ask my personnel staff. We had him on the board. No, I was like, you know what? That might have been the time to just go politically correct. We do a thorough job of evaluating a lot of talent. Sometimes it's tough. We have different needs at different times. Don't acknowledge it. No. Lions could have had Puka Nacua. They passed on him twice. And of course, you see that, and that just sends shockwaves through my body. I do that naturally. Well, Lions could have had that. You guys see it on Detroit podcast. I'm the one person every draft the next day goes, you could have had this guy. And you guys are like, stop it. It takes 3 years to fully evaluate. No, it doesn't. It takes me 5 minutes. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The best part of the job is being right. The second best job is being wrong. It means you say something. You have an opinion. Okay? My tally is John Wright, 1,694 takes. Wrong, 87. It's a good ratio. I like it. Right? I think you guys would agree. My takes, 86.5% right. 14.5, 13.5, sometimes can be wrong. And I admit it. You guys pointed out, macaroon math, 86% of the takes are right, 14 are wrong, 9 are wild, 13 are clueless, 5% is insightful, 100% effort. But what do you think that's going to do to me? You could have had Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Puka Nacua, Josh Reynolds in 2023. And so the first thing that the defenders come to and spit at me is, does he play defense? He didn't have to play defense. You would not have targeted Josh Reynolds on 4th down. You would have targeted Puka Nacua. He would have had a great rookie season. It could have helped. That could have been the one move that prevented you from winning the Super Bowl. That could have been the guy. Who's stopping that? If he develops into Puka Nacua the way that we saw him. Brad, man, you activated. I regret it too now. Because now I'm thinking about it nonstop. I mean, now we could talk 2 Super Bowls back to back. You come off that Super Bowl win, you got Puka Nacua second year. We ain't talking about Josh Reynolds getting the target on 4th down. That opens things up for Amon-Ra St. Brown. That makes things so much better. You could go in the Super Bowl and dominate. I would like Puka Nacua on the team. I mean, you guys didn't even come with the strength of the rebuttal, which would have been, Doc, he would have been hurt in the Super Bowl. Doc, stop it. I want Puka Nacua. Of course we want Puka Nacua. Now I want to know, what happened? What led you to draft Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin? I'm not happy with that, because then all the people start then throwing it in my face, friends included, Booner, Hefe, are like, let's look at that 23 draft. It highlights how tough it is to draft. The top 4 picks are amazing. Amazing. Gibbs, Campbell, Laporta, Branch. Holy smokes. Wow. Followed by Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin, Colby Sorsdahl, and Antoine Green. What? That's the dichotomy of the draft. And my brain doesn't focus on the first half. My brain focuses on, what if you would have hit on 2 of those guys? One of those guys. You didn't need Hendon Hooker. Just go even worse. Double down on, we don't have a backup. Let's just go into the camera and say, listen, Lions fans, we are paying Jared Goff $50 million. If he goes down, let's be honest, it's over. Get to next year. Stop talking about the backup. We got Puka Nacua. It's an offensive league. We need a backup. We feel like we can develop Hendon Hooker. Well, look what that's got you. Because now we have the 3rd year to go, oh, man. The second half of the 23 draft and some of the 24 drafts not making me happy. To the degree that I would like to be happy. Settled. You could have had an offense that would have carried you for the next 5 years. You could have added to it. And you could have also said, we got Puka Nacua. I see the next one. Now, imagine this. Maybe it changes, but imagine that you roll out there. It's unstoppable. Jared Goff Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Jamison Williams, Isaac Tesla. We're running 4 wide receiver set. Good luck. Stop that. As a media member, I'd be like, I'm paying the Lions to sit in the media box to watch this. If Brad saw Puka, he'd be like, we see another one. Why do I got the brain where that's what I'm focused on? Instead of the fact they won 15 games last year because they don't have a ring. Think about it. Of course it'd be nasty. That'd be nasty. Brad did the wrong thing. I know we like candidness. I know I just opened the podcast, but that one you could have just chambered. Do the fans a solid. Don't acknowledge that. Don't acknowledge, I love Puka Nacua, but we just didn't draft him. Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin. Broderick Martin's a good player, developing, but he's not on the level of a player that is really widely regarded as a young, up-and-coming, talented Cooper Kupp type wide receiver. Broderick's battling for a job because he's battling other guys that are just better and more suited to be more consistent at this time of their career. Slink Pizza with a great debate. Doc, we had the number 1 offense last year. Puka Nacua isn't our ticket to the Super Bowl. In 2023, it could have been. It could have been. 1 player away. You could have been there. You had a nice defense in 23. Maybe you don't have to worry about field goal choices with Puka Nacua out there. Opens things up for J-Mo, could look a lot better. Jahmyr Gibbs could have been out there doing his thing even more. Doesn't have to worry about a fumble. Just think about it. Certain small decisions. It could be the one. It could be the Levi Onwuzurike decision. It could be the Ennis Rakestraw decision. Of course, just a fan. Hindsight's 2020. But it wasn't opened by me. I was never talking about, well, I wish we would have had Puka Nacua. This was done because the general manager answered a question honestly. Oh. Brent, you had to remind us of the drop that killed our trip to the Super Bowl. Yes, I did. It hurts because, again, it sticks in your mind. Dan Campbell, every day, when he's doing these interviews with Brad Galley, he goes, in 2023, we might have blown our chance. We might have. It's tough. That was real. That was raw. It's not easy. It gets harder every year. Now you're the target. Those misses add up. And it wasn't necessary. These were developmental projects. These were guys that you weren't expecting in 23 to help you. Broderick Martin, project. Hendon Hooker, project. Last year, Manu, project. This is the NFL. Save the projects for art class in middle school. Get me guys that can ball. And they'll always say, well, every player is a project. Well, not a 3-year project. JGB, hate to break it to you, there was no practice today. Off day. This is my off day. I'm here to break down the news and preview the Lions and the Dolphins for tomorrow. No practice today. Off day. Superfan Hutch. Doc, what's up, buddy? It's all good, man. Broadcasting, having a good time. Went to the doctor today, and I told some jokes. Got myself in the doghouse with the wife. You know, for the most part, you know, I'm a heavier set guy. I could stand to lose some weight, but I'm healthy. Generally speaking, my blood pressure in past physicals, little elevated. My wife went on vacation last week. Walk in there, I'm feeling good. You don't eat for 12 hours. I had to use the bathroom real bad. I'm like, I can't wait for you guys to call my name. I got to get this urine test out of the way. Please. I've been holding it since 7 a.m. I wake up early. I get in there. My doctor's office has amazing, caring nurses assistants. Very happy. Like, yes, Mr. Macaroon. Okay, what do you need? Okay, let's get this started. I want to get in early. I want to get out and get to work. They took me in early. I didn't have to deal with a 2-hour wait like I've been dealing with. Boom, 120/80. She's like, beautiful blood pressure. I said, yeah, my wife was gone all last week. I feel great. I said, honey, see, look, you were gone. My blood pressure's perfect. And that was after eating junk for the last 2 weeks. I'm not eating the best. Healthy, baby. And I feel great. I feel good. A lot of energy. I literally could broadcast about the Lions 4 hours a day and write 10 stories a day. I'm full of energy. I'm ready to tackle year 7. Now, I might go all in this year and burn myself out, but I got full energy. You guys know it. No, we don't forget. We can't forget because Brad brought it up. Just a fan. Doc, it took me 2 years to forget that San Francisco loss, and you re-traumatized me now. You can't. Brad Holmes regrets not drafting Puka. I regret it too. I wish he didn't answer that honestly. Sometimes you just got to give the political answer. Man, it's tough to draft. We're really happy. We got Hendon Hooker. I know he's working hard and having some struggles, but I don't know about that. I got to get back to you, Kevin. I'm not answering that one. But Kevin's slick. Kevin's like, I've been asking, all these general managers have been honest. We know that you guys have misses, hits. Good question by Kevin. Bad for me. Bad now for you because I brought it up. I think I put that on the list of a video I'm going to clip for the Lions on SI site, but I think I got to put the banner up if I didn't already. It did, right? Let's be honest. Jay Hart, you saw it. You watched all the videos like me. Yeah, hearing about Puka did hurt me a little bit too. It hurts because you think, oh my God, good luck Eagles stopping that. Now we get to talk and dance in your building. I know. Like, damn, what did we really see in Broderick? Look, they saw a run stuffer, somebody that could be, like a DJ Reader. But man, projects that you trade up for that take forever, that you have to get more guys in later, that's not good. You got to hit it. You got to hit on a one quickly. Oh, Brent. Well, it's been 36 hours since we last mentioned this, but let's bring it up again. Brent, yeah, Corey, never forget drafting Eric Ebron over Aaron Donald. This is what the fan thinks. This is what I think when it's an off day. Should be thinking about Jahmyr Gibbs running for 2,000 all-purpose yards and having, 1,000-yard running, 1,000-yard receiving, the offense dominating. That's what I'm starting with. But we'll quickly move on from that. Lions could have had Puka Nacua, guys. The Lions could have had Puka Nacua. Now, something I'm going to do a video on too. Great, insightful conversation I thought that he had with Brad Galley. Dan Campbell admits he may have used the wrong psychological message. Now, that's intriguing for me. Because in the end, I don't think it was accurate because of what happened. Today, we're cleaning up all the mess from the past before we get to the present. It's kind of like debriefing, just getting over cleaning up the past and getting after it for the future, because it could get wild on Wednesday and Thursday. Wrong message in 2024. What does that mean? He used the wrong message. Dan said in a great interview, 10 minutes long with Brad Galley, and I think, too, Brad's nice. Brad's a nice guy. Talk to him a lot. I think he just doesn't want to embarrass me because he's so tall and I'm so short that I'm not sure I could fit in the camera view. I see Ben Raven. I think I see everybody over the last 3 years. Everybody but me. It's, what do you call it? Pseudo offense. I take no offense. I'm humbled. I probably would say, listen, man, I'm not good enough to be on your airways. I would cuss. I would say something stupid. I'm not good enough to be on the Lions podcast. But an invite would be nice. Sorry, Brad. I'm not available. I got to run. Got to get here and do my show. But it's not nice to feel like you're last. Like you could give me a charity one. Hey, man, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to get you on. I'm thinking about it. You're not even thinking about it? It's okay. I was the last kid picked in kickball too. But I got those homers. And then the next day would come and I'd be last picked again. Sleep on the DOC. See what happens. Yeah, of course. Sling Pizza. That interview is where I thought of the bronze statue question. Hearing it said out loud seemed to make Dan emotional, and me too, to be honest. but we got to get it done before thinking of all that. So what Sling Pizza's talking about is Brad asked the question, like, do you see yourself kind of being that bronze statue guy like Bill Belichick, just be here for 20 years? It could happen. Dan Campbell is the perfect representative of what the Lions need in a football coach. Tough, gritty, former player, can relate to NFL players, honest, wants his players to not disrespect the game and to meet their potential. Work hard, play football. Great with the media, honest, cannot take himself too seriously at times, but knows the game of football inside and out. He just needs to cap it off with a ring. He's the perfect coach for the Lions. Great for the media. You just never feel like you're going to get talked down to or dressed down. And he knows when he's asked a tough question, he answers it. Like he was asked directly by the Detroit News, why did you make the decision to cancel the game? What was the process? Because the journalists want to know the factual basis because the team made a decision that was outside the bounds of the NFL. And he's like, oh, man, don't do it to me because now I got to make sure I use my words correctly so I don't get myself in trouble. And he thought about it quickly, processed it, and he answered it, which is something happened. Me and Raheem made a decision. We were playing football, and we just made the decision to take a knee. And in the end, it was the right decision. That's the standard of what teams should do. You don't ever have to run a play to its completion. That's how you, in essence, stop a game. Lovely. But he got asked a tough question, and I respect Dan Campbell, man to man. He's always in a great mood for the most part and delivers a message. And when he doesn't want to answer, he's like, I'm just not going to answer that. And he keeps it moving. Relatable. And it's completely different than the former coach. So I saw both sides. I saw Matt Patricia was the most unrelatable human being possible in regards to the way in which he felt like he wanted to talk to the media, which was, hell, in that sense, just be like Bill Belichick. Matt Patricia was so much worse because he would use 10,000 words to deliver nothing and then would dress down reporters. But maybe that was it. Subliminally, I didn't want to get dressed down. That's why, maybe subliminally, Matt Patricia made me wear the collared shirt. Come on, guys, respect the process. I see you not sitting up. So in that sense, maybe seeing that subliminally impacted me. But Dan Campbell told Brad Galley, listen, it makes him emotional. He thinks about it. He knows he wants to deliver a Super Bowl. And in the end, he brought up and was asked and talked about that last year he really focused on number 1 seed, home game. And maybe because of that when the Lions actually secured it, maybe the team took a slight sense of relief when they got the number 1 seed. And he said, now it's about just every single game bringing it. And in the end, it wouldn't have mattered, guys. Once Aleem McNeil went down, anybody with a brain, myself included, anybody broadcasting legitimately told you they're not winning the Super Bowl with this roster. Fanboys told you, yeah, they could still win it. We told you, listen, they should, beat the Commanders, but it's going to be a long shot to get out of the NFC, even as number 1 seed. You lost Aiden Hutchinson, you lost Aleem McNeil. Let's be realistic here that the odds are long that this team is going to be a winner. Way too many injuries. So Dan stood up for himself and he evaluated self-critical, like maybe I used the wrong psychological message that I didn't bring it because of how and literally in the end, the Commanders were just a young, hungry team, and they took advantage in a single football game of turnovers where the Lions were sloppy, and they lost their second best player on defense, and his Rakestraw goes down. That was it. That was the final straw. Season's over. Once that happened, I mean, come on, can you blame him? Now, you didn't want to see Goff flop and have a bad performance, one of his worst ones, and you didn't want to see Ben Johnson have his worst call as a Lion. You didn't want to see the worst of everything. But you got to respect Dan Campbell for being stand-up man of his word. You got to respect it. How do you not? How do you not honor and respect somebody that looks at it and says, maybe I didn't get my team in the right mindset psychologically because look how they played. But in the end, the talent wasn't there based on you had all those injuries. You didn't have the Detroit Lions. You had the remnants of guys from the practice squad. You patchworked it. You patchworked the team. But the offense could have did better. But they were in it for the most part, down 10 before the boneheaded call of the century. So Dan Campbell interview, check it out. I shared it nicely. And that's what I always feel. I feel like I'm fair. I would rather do way more for others than they would do for me. Always. As a psychologist, that's your true nature. You're giving. But where's the doc on XYZ? Am I not XYZ suitable? Now, again, you just say these things because you're talking, and I just say what I think. But I would respectfully turn down Brad Galley. 31st on the list? Damn. We have every beat writer on the planet, except the guy that's here every single day. It's good. I use it as motivation. It helps me. I would rather it be that way. Keep doing that. I would say, Brad, listen, I'm just using it as motivation. I don't need to be on your interview show. Keeps me going. Keeps me hungry. And I think that's the best way to do it. Listen, I don't have an angry bone in my body. I'm a happy guy. I'm blessed. You just got to find things personally to do the same job over and over. Because football, in a sense, when you do it 7 years, it's kind of the same thing. Players talk, ups and downs, player development. It kind of gets to be quite similar. Now, this is fun. This is unique to me to broadcast live and just to spit out words live when I was sitting in the lab for a long time. Tim Twentyman here with John Macaroon. Oh, no, that's not happening. John, we're going to need you to sign like these 15 waivers. You can't say this. You can't say that. You know, we got sponsors. You know, this is a Microsoft production. Please don't tell us about your Mac. I love Mac, Tim. I have written 10,000 blogs with my Mac. Presented by Microsoft. My Mac is the best that I ever had of Everdom. It kept me afloat. The MAC Apple. I'm an Apple guy. 2 Apple phones, a Mac. Mr. Macaroon. You are violating all the things you just signed. Sorry, Tim. I apologize humbly. Sorry, Tim. You couldn't give it 5 seconds. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Wednesday. It could get wild. It should get wild. It's football. It should get energy. There should be that in the air. I want to feel it. I want to get out there. I want to feel that this could get rough and rugged. So the Dolphins are battling a bad reputation, and it's great because we're going to pick it apart. It's great. They're so sensitive, and they just exposed themselves because the Dolphins faithful clipped my podcast and shared it. So that was great. I never thought people would actually do that kind of stuff. Be like, let's go find his podcast. So thank you, AP. You exposed me to the Dolphins fans, which in turn helps people get to the site. John, is it okay if I take your words and share it on my social media? Of course, Alan. You never have to ask. I have never, as long as you credit me like you did, I've never had a problem with people lifting my stuff as long as they credit me. At Detroit Podcast, Detroit Lions on SI, Doc. Just don't steal it. My goodness, have a little respect for the process. But it's shared on the bottom. I don't care. Hey, look what John Macaroon shared on the internet while he was sweating his collared shirt off. Alan, can I use it? Now the Dolphins fans don't like me. Guess what? I'm going to call you soft. That's what everyone calls you. They got a bad reputation. And so Grant Stewart has practiced against the Dolphins. And so when there's a pent-up frustration where you're just battling your own guys. And remember, too, I'm coming off the perspective of where I went out last year to the Giants. And I saw the Lions swing. And Neighbors and others and Kirby Joseph, they were getting after it. And these are friendly guys. The Giants coach and Dan Campbell are close. Brian Daboll hired Dan Campbell. And these guys are swinging. Now, I got to figure out the video policy. I feel like the fans are going to be able to video it more than I can. I feel like it's the same policy. Out there, man, what's so different, which stinks, is it was a free-for-all. Giants were like, you can video everything. Whatever, pull your phone out, video the whole practice. We don't got these draconian rules. Lions are a little bit different. But in the end, they still let you video. You just got to use a Canon EOS. Those things are heavy. Cell phones, boom, boom, boom. Get the information out quickly. Now, you got to lie in the bed that you made. Part of that reason probably is my own fault. But the Giants was amazing. Just stand there and take a video. And the Giants reporters were just like going viral. And they were facing questions like, you guys in Detroit didn't tweet nothing. Well, we all thought it was the same rules. Different teams, different rules. The second day, we were all like, oh, we got the shackles removed. Let's tweet practice. It was great. The practice could get wild. Now, tell me in the comments, what do you guys want to see? I'm covering the offense tomorrow, the Lions offense, against the Dolphins defense. Now, AP could overrule that tonight. Let's just say I rack up the bill, and he's like, no, I'm going to respect whatever AP wants to do. He leads the ship, I follow. Jeremiah, the doc for the win. I'm excited for the practice. I'm genuinely excited. The hotter, the better. The more exciting, the better. The more physical, the better. I want to see Grant Stewart back up the talk. Get after it. It's going to get chippy because the Lions, I think, are going to start trying to punch out the ball and a little extra pushing and shoving. You know, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Dan Skipper. There's potential to get this popping. Let's get this popping, baby. I'm all about content. And I am not down for a boring practice. In the heat, let's get it popping, baby. The doc's all about entertainment. Entertain me, play well, and let's get it popping. Now, it doesn't have to be a full-on brawl, but a little bit of SummerSlam, you know, a couple guys, a couple scrums, a little bit of cussing here and there. I know there's kids there and stuff, but this is football. And the Lions practice physically, and Grant Stewart said, hey, they may not be ready. He put it out there. I was just asking. I didn't call out the Dolphins. My simple question, which you can read fully, every question I asked, and you can hear how I asked it nicely and respectfully. Hey, you're going to practice against a new team. How does it feel? He put it out there. I have no idea what you're talking about, Brent. Doc, you popping on for the fundraiser with the other credible Lions reporters. I have not been contacted lately for an interview. I do a weekly hit on Crunch Time. Most interviews on podcasts I say yes to. I have not been approached for any fundraiser yet. Now, Brent, tell me who it is. I don't invite myself, but maybe I've said some things that might have offended some fanboys or something. There's got to be something. If you say something and you don't try to think too much before you speak, you're gonna maybe upset some people. And I'm not the cup of tea for some people. And that's okay. I'm blessed. Truly blessed. I'm on the other side. I'm just doing whatever the heck I want. I've already won. I'm just enjoying the ride. What do they say? Surfing until the wave takes over. Or I say something so stupid they just boot me out. I've already won, guys. You guys know that. I've already won. Ha! Brent, I knew there was something off about you. Apple is and has always been a company of half the performance of double the price. Right. And you know what, Brent? Brent L. Luckily, I have standards and checks and balances in my life. My best friend tells me the same thing. He's like, you sucker. Samsung is the best. It does so much better. It does so much more. You are a consumer and a sucker. And that's what I am, truly. A consumer and a sucker. It's easy. I can connect my phone to my computer. Yes, I am a sucker. I'm a consumer. Ooh, the new Apple. But I will say the new 16, as a media member, the video is great for what I need. Great. Which is actually the wildest thing is we can't use cell phones when the cameras are the best. That would bring you close action. The videos that I post from my camera, I could probably get you the same quality from my phone. iPhone 16, brand new. Right to the crisp. Who's the number? Yeah, I'm a sucker, man. I am a sucker. I'm a consumer. Absolutely, Detroit Sports Talk tomorrow. Let me say this the right way. There is the hour of people go to start driving. An hour after that, let's say perfect 10 is some conversations will be had. And then maybe half past that, the action starts. But follow along. As long as the weather's good, we'll give you live updates. I would have, to change the subject a little bit, I would have liked my appointment today for my doctor to be at 10:30, but I was like, I want a little earlier, so I got to my doctor's office at 9. But 10:30 seems to be something that popped in my head. But I made my doctor's appointment for 9 a.m. But my doctor's appointment, I could have said 10:30 to start, but I went there at 9. I got my day started sooner. The great nurses took care of the doc. I should have maybe did 10:30 for my doctor's appointment. So, Mr. Macaroon, what is this? I'd be like, listen, Mr. Macaroon formally requests that this cell phone rule be changed. Because it came from you, we are not going to consider it. Anybody else, we would entertain the idea. Everybody can use a cell phone but you, Mr. Macaroon. You're going to need to use a bigger camera. We're actually going to need you to use a bigger lens compared to everybody else. Your lens is the shortest. Could get wild. Now, for my understanding, all right, Brent, tell them to invite me. I have no problem. If it's 7, it's for them. If they're doing overnight, then yeah, I could do it 2, 3, 4 a.m. They're probably gonna give me, Mr. Macaroon, we're gonna give you the 3:30 a.m. spot. Absolutely. I don't know. I've seen their stuff. I actually probably watched some of their stuff too, but they have not formally invited me. Tell them to invite me. Would love to. I've gone on quite a bit. I've not been exposed overseas yet. You know why? I'm a hooligan. They don't want no hooligan on their show. I am a hooligan. The hooligan from Macomb. That's what I'll tell them and introduce me as. Listen here, you English people. Trying to raid these stadiums and try to get in for free. Pay the price. Why does England never win the World Cup? Why does England always fail in penalty kicks? Like, okay, no, never mind. Not him. He's a hooligan. It could get wild. It could get very wild. Now, what I want to see. First and foremost, I'm going to do a headline. I'm going to tell them. Where did this reputation come from? I asked AP. I said, man, you guys are sensitive. Why are you guys... Listen, this is great. The Lions are known as being tough and rugged. The Dolphins picking the Lions to practice against, it's a test for them. So the notion, and this will show up in the story, pretty much the quote, because AP is the man. The notion that the Dolphins are a soft team dates back to a couple of years with most likely Deshaun Elliott after he joined the Steelers. Another linebacker, Jordan Brooks, made a soft comment after the Dolphins' Thanksgiving night loss at Green Bay last year, which actually opened the floodgates. So there's a reputation that the Dolphins are soft. And part of the reason is, the Lions offense is going to be pound the rock, offensive line gritty. The Dolphins use speed on their offense and deception rather than overpowering or being more physical than their opponent. So the style of play dictates, Miami swag than Detroit grit. But AP says, okay, Doc, I know you're playing it up. I know you found a sensitivity, so you're going to pick at it. But he doesn't really believe that they're soft. The defense is not soft, but we're going to say they are. Clearly. Why would you say that, Mr. Macaroon? If something bothers you as a sports fan, you're supposed to pick at it. Clearly, Mr. Macaroon, I've noticed on your X page that you don't say anything nice about the Bears because I don't like the Bears. They're like, this page has no common sense. Correct. And the best part is that I will reply and give stupider answers than the ones that I originally posted. I said, I'm really sorry. I have not found, scouring the internet, any good passes of Caleb Williams. I am sorry. I looked all over, but I found all the bad ones because there's so many. It's sports. I don't like other teams. I don't like anything outside of Detroit. You'll never see me rocking an NY hat on a video. I'm from Detroit. I rock Detroit. I'm not wearing a South Carolina Gamecocks hat for the hell of it. I reps the Spartans, the Lions, the Tigers, the Wings, and the Pistons. And I hate Central Michigan. And Michigan is the rival of the school I graduated from, So the best day of my life sports-wise was when there was trouble with the snap. No, it's not bullying. This is a reputation that they're dealing with. And it's a bad reputation. And the fans are hypersensitive to it. So they got to come out here and prove that they're not soft. That's the first thing I'm going to look at is how physically aggressive is that defense. AP, how are they going to be aggressive? The fan base is hypersensitive. So what do? You bring it up. I'm going to bring it up. It's going to be a headline. It's sports. We talk junk. That's the best part of sports. If you don't talk junk, what are you doing? Oh, you guys are great. Western Michigan, we have no problems with. You guys have been the whipping boys of Michigan and Michigan State for a long time. I've watched a lot of games that got out of hand. Western Michigan plus 18 over Sparty in the opener, Doc. Man, Western Michigan has been in every team's opener for a long time. Am I right? You let your best coach go. Row to Minnesota. If I'm accurate. You're wrong, Silver Surfer. Once you fall in love with that guy, you want more of it. By the way, Doc, if you drafted Puka Nacua, it would have been another story with him in Detroit. The Lions don't draft Tesla. Yes, they do. They're not afraid to find talent and trade up for it. Tesla would have jumped off the page. He would have blocked. He would have did the same thing. And the Lions would have said, get him too. That's right. Doc is no poser. So let's go. Let's see. Do the Dolphins live up to the reputation that they have, or do they get after it? It's a bad reputation. Their fan base is sensitive. SOFT. Can't be soft, man. Not in football. All right. My man Christian did a great article. Get your questions in. What do you want to see? I want to know. What do you want to read about? I'm hoping a lot of touchdowns from Goff to J-Mo, St. Brown. Tim Patrick sighting hopefully comes back. Some guys come back that are injured, come back. Or Tesla, get after it. Who has the edge? Let's share a little bit and go through it. What Christian got after. Check it out. He did great work, man. Christian Boer is amazing. He's an asset to the team, and he just does everything professionally. There's not a bad thing I can say about him. So we did the article. You can go right through it. Lions Dolphins joint practice preview. Who holds the edge? Detroit Lions on SI. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we're going to get after it. And make sure when you do go, please enjoy the ads. Support the DOC in the free way possible by really indulging in the videos that you see here, the great videos before the content that's shot by me or lifted by me from the Lions YouTube. Credit to them. The Lions passing offense versus the Dolphins passing defense. St. Brown, J-Mo. They got Ramsey and Kendall Fuller. Oh, I'm sorry. They traded away Jalen Ramsey and Kendall Fuller. The Dolphins were 9th last year against the pass. So, by all accounts, according to Christian, and I agree, the Lions should be able to get after it passing. We shall see if their defensive backs have taken a step back because of the losses. Christian gives the edge. Lions offense, wide receivers against the defense, edge to the Lions. Look at that handsome fella. You know what a great way to promote yourself is to put your own stuff on your own website. How great is that? So if you ever get confused as to what show airs when, just visit one story. There's most likely a link to Detroit Lions on SI. Shameless plug. Look at that handsome fella. That's me sitting in the Tigers dugout, guys. From the basement of Macomb to the Tigers dugout, taking pictures. My goodness. The edge to the Lions. Lions rushing offense versus Dolphins rushing defense. Christian calls it a push. Benito Jones is there, former Lion. Zach Sealier is there. They believe the interior can probably do some things. So it could be something where those short yardage situations end up being very competitive. And that's what the Lions offensive line's tasked to do, move the pocket. The Dolphins offense against the Lions defense. You know the Dolphins bring it with Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Now, we told AP, hey, find out, is Waddle practicing Hill? And Mike McDaniel, and you can read it on X at Detroit Podcast, said he does not expect them to play. So they're day-to-day. So by all accounts, it's yes until proven otherwise. He said, and some people got confused. He said, I don't not expect them to play. So it's a double not, which means it's a good chance that they do. He didn't give a clear update, but we'll see. But this is one of the matchups people want to see. And we'll go through some of the player matchups specifically. But Tua testing DJ Reed, Arnold if he comes back, Kirby Joseph, and Brian Branch. But we give the edge to the Lions. The Lions secondary should have chances against Tua. Just be nice to Tua, guys. We all know. No incidents. Be nice to Tua. Follow the rules. No hitting the quarterback. Hey, don't F up the program. Dolphins rushing offense against the Lions rushing defense. Edge to the Lions. Achane, my nephew loves him in fantasy. Jalen Wright out of Tennessee. Oh, I want to see that. Oof, Achane and Wright. Oh, my goodness. And then the special teams, even. I'll be honest, guys. I am not going to watch the Dolphins punter against the returners. I take that as a break. You guys that love special teams can get that information. I get most of it, the kicks, but that's break time in the grand scheme of covering NFL sports. Because I can see to the minute what you guys read and what you guys hop off on. The special team section, just the arrow dips for some reason. Coaching staffs. Who's got the better coach? You know it's Dan Campbell. McDaniel's known as a high-powered offensive genius. Who's got the edge? What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see? Yeah, Western is a hockey school. I know they did. And guess what? Yeah, smart answer. Michigan State choked. Well, we got one in my time. We got one back in the day. Doc from Ornery U of M dad. Want to read about the O-line depth and safety depth. Yeah, how the second units look. Love it. I know, right? Cologne and Sorsdahl. It gives a chance to Kingsley Egwakun, Michael Neese. And I think that if something happens now, you seriously take a look at Tate Ratledge. Number 2. You drafted him. I do think Kingsley Egwakun probably gets the nod, some experience. So let's just hope that Graham Glasgow stays healthy. Who's stepping up? I do think that Kingsley does a decent job, but didn't have the best performance in the early start to the preseason. That's why you probably go with Tate. That's right. Fleck. Of course he left with a bag. Schools like Central and Western are feeder schools. You never want to be that, but that's what it is. And Central is irrelevant. Their claim to fame is a coach that allegedly took a photo without any clothes on. I know the facts, not him, but we'll just say it was him. I'm not letting no facts get in the way of a good story. Central is a joke. I hope they get the book thrown at them, but I'm biased. I think you can figure it out as I have a Magic Johnson signed jersey right next to me. Why I would not be happy with Central Michigan at this very moment in time in history. Good question, Brent. What do you guys want to see? Who excites you in this opportunity that we're going to see the next couple days? Let me know. All right. So I expect a lot of good things. I expect the offense from the Lions to get after it. I do think that they're going to be excited to roll out some things and in these 7-on-7 periods and team periods to score some points. That's what I want to see. I want to see offensive execution. I don't want to live update and blog tweet that Goff's throwing picks. And I hope Kyle Allen is the number 2. Hooker, just enjoy the day, take your 3 reps in the day and just chill out. Let the backups do their thing. We shall see. We shall see. Get your questions in. About 10 minutes left. Doc, man, this hour flew by. Man, this, like I said, I probably could do 2 hours a day talking about the Lions, but it is tough. When Christian gets his summer activities, I do expect him to return to the podcast. No issues there. He's enjoying his summer. And I said I would do the training camp. You enjoy your summer and get after it. He still writes, and I expect him to be part of the Lone Wolves podcast. But doing it by yourself is tough. But I can't believe how seamless this has been to just get up here and talk. Well, because I know the Lions, and I've been doing podcasting. I just never knew it would be this seamless to just record it for an hour and have it fly by. All right, last topic. Here's what we're watching in terms of matchups specifically. All right, let's start with some of the young cats. I want to see the Dolphins offensive line, second and third units match up against what we got. Does Broderick Martin make a stand? Does he do something? I got a story. He talked to me, and actually, I got to give him credit. I said I was going to mention it yesterday, but I didn't. He did something yesterday that really hasn't happened too much to me too often. I said, hey, Broderick, he was walking by himself, walking with another defensive end, leaving. I said, hey, Broderick, you want to talk for a minute? He said, no, man, I'll get you later. I said, okay, no problem. I said, and sometimes when you see someone and you want to talk to them, you say, hey, I'll catch you later this week. And it might have been more difficult, no problem. Gave him a fist bump. And we've always talked. I have photos every year. Once a year, I've taken time to talk to him. He's been cool for the most part. He said, no. I said, no problem. So then I'm looking around for others and I get a tap on the shoulder. It's him again. He's like, you know what? I'll take care of it. So it always lends you to be curious. Like, well, why'd you say no at first and then come back? I was really happy he did that. Now, his answers were a little bit more cliche, but he did talk, and I got to put it together, and it'll either come out today or tomorrow. Because literally, guys, I have so much stuff to write about. But he talked to me. He's like, man, I'll tell you the headline. He doesn't care about his roster spot. He's like, I'm not worried about that, man. That's not something I worry about. Just ball, make plays, get after it. And he's made plays in the preseason. He's working his way up. But it's tough because while he's developing, others are making plays. Lopez is ahead of him. DJ Reader's ahead of him. Keith Cooper is ahead of him. So I want to see Broderick Martin get after it, make a play, get into the backfield, stuff the run. So Broderick Martin's always been kind to talk to me, even though I have left him off the 53-man roster. You got to do the job. It's also, too, where, hey, you can be a player that's ascending and getting a little bit better, but it's the NFL. There could be players, it's just a numbers game. And I would be more comfortable now with Keith Cooper on the roster. He's young and more aggressive. So I want to see Keith Cooper. Does he get after it? Does he make plays? Does he do some things as a young player? How does the offensive line of the Dolphins maneuver some of the depth of how does Tyleik Williams look? Now, day one, I won't. Maybe, yes, I will see it. I don't want to see it a lot, but how do Hooker and Allen look against the defense of the Dolphins, the second team? They can put the Lions offense in a myriad of situations, like, red zone. They can control the situation, short yardage, and get after it. Do you expect Hendon Hooker to regain momentum? Yes or no? It's tough, man. That's going to be tough. I think that the narrative is not great. It's not looking good for Hendon Hooker. Yes or no? Do you think he rebounds this week? Does he get a chance to? I go Kyle Allen. I'm more comfortable with him. And then you got to see, does Aiden dominate another team? Austin Jackson, Patrick Paul are going to be tasked with dealing with Davenport and Aiden. Let's get after it and see. They aren't known in regards to their PFF grades as being world beaters. How many times does Aiden get the charity sack? But here's the thing. Tua, it's like 1-2, boom. So I don't expect to see a lot of that. 1-2, boom. You want to protect Tua. So I'm not expecting a lot, but I want to see pressure. I want to see move in the pocket, seeing how our defensive line does against their offensive linemen. Tate Ratledge, Mahogany, Glasgow. I want to see how they do. So how does the Dolphins interior look? Do they push and get after Graham Glasgow? I want to see Tate Ratledge look comfortable against another team. So, and the other thing too, which makes the Dolphins defense under Anthony Weaver a little bit challenged, is that they don't pressure a whole heck of a lot. So where will that come from? Will they let Jared Goff and Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen get after it? And the main event, I think a lot of people, co-main event, want to see J-Mo and Tesla and St. Brown get after it against the Dolphins. Let's see if Minkah Fitzpatrick gets, who's the assignment he gets. We'll see. That's an interesting decision. They moved down from Ramsey and went with Minkah. Will that work out for them? I don't know. Tim Patrick's got to step it up. Hopefully he can return. But Tesla should get some opportunities. Probably against backups, so we'll see. Veterans that are going to be able to test Tesla, I want to see. And so hopefully Hendon Hooker puts it in spots that are going to help the offense make plays. And then I think that what people want to see is if Terrion Arnold and gets back out there, you want to see DJ Reed against Miami's receivers. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they're super quick. So Allen will get the chance to see that main event first, and I'll see it Thursday. I want to see Reed make some plays. And now, do I get some entertainment out of this? Do I get some entertainment out of this? Dan, do you think to start the joint practice, we just have everybody watch Tyreek Hill race J-Mo? Dan, I think that would be great for my website and my non-ability to film it with my cell phone. Can I break the cell phone rule for this one race that we all want to see? J-Mo and Tyreek 40-yard dash and get after it. Flair reacts to my stuff. Flair Savage. Ain't no one worried about Davenport. You should be. He's getting into the backfield. Just a fan. Always great to work in the house and listen to the doc. Honest, entertaining, and insightful. And that's all I try to be. That's really nice. And jealous, too. I'm very jealous. How could I be the 30th guy to be on WXYZ? 30th? But honestly, I think that company hates me. Because that actually, it's quick diversion. That's the reason why I got into covering. I just wanted, my only goal in life was to just hang out with Spartan Dog, Justin Rose on his couch. I had him on my podcast. I figured he'd give me 20 minutes one day. Doc, man, sorry, man. No offense. But I don't know who you are. You ain't a media member. My producer has no clue who you are. We can't use you. What? I've seen everybody. I could do this. What? So WXYZ has put a lot of success in my house because they just don't like me. They hate me. WXYZ hates me. Lions hate me. They just hate me. How can you tell they hate me? They don't invite me. They don't invite me to the party. They invite everybody else to the party. But honestly, I keep bringing it up because it's funny for me to say it. Where's the doc? So, if you like me, let's spam their stuff. Howard Stern used to tell people to don't prank people. Just spam their stuff. Say, why don't you have the doc there? Is he ugly? Is he bald? Am I too rogue? I might say something on there, so they can't chance it. Mr. Macaroon, this is a corporate office. Please stop talking like that. Tim, man, you ask a lot of questions, man. You're taking over my time. Tim, I could ask some meaningful questions if you stop asking questions. Tim, I can't talk over you. You're always trying to be first. Do I get to be first after maybe 15 years? And guys, I kid. I'm only kidding. Do not take any of this nonsense seriously. It's only helped me. It has only helped me. Don't invite me. Don't count on me. Discount me. Don't put me and my stories in your daily drive. Don't do that. Because I have the videos where I scroll and I read everybody that's on there, not me. Don't do it. You only made me more successful. What is wrong with this guy? You just find motivation in your own ways. Don't put me in the daily drive. I don't exist. Don't put me there. Put everybody else there. And my colleagues who aggregate me. Put my Sports Illustrated colleagues who write off of the stuff I write. Put them there. Don't put me there. I got those videos. I got them right here in my phone. Doc, you're very appreciated by us faithful Lions fans. Listen, I just kid around. I'm just talking nonsense because I can. Exactly. I always tell people, who in their right mind would put this face and say, hey, make a lot of videos since 2019 and syndicate it and say, hey, companies, we got this guy that does videos with the Lions. He's literally all of 5'3". He's overweight and he is rogue. I heard it's due to you being unable to accept you're going bald. I heard per line sources. And I'm ugly. Like, who would put this face and say, and then who would tell me, hey, Doc, you got to go live every day. People would like you and subscribe to you and actually understand what you're about. So those are the things I'm watching. What do you want to see? I'm going to deliver what you guys want. But maybe next year. I think I'm 46 years old now. Now I just like being passive aggressive and just being like, hey, I'm going to talk junk on the podcast for those that don't acknowledge me. Maybe next year I'll be like, listen, man, I have a big site. It's very big and it's quite large. It's with a nationally syndicated company and we have been successful. Only millions of video views on a website and millions of page views. Only that. Why would you tap into that? I would probably ask him, I'd be like, listen, why am I the last person you invited? Wait, Doc, I'm asking you to preview the game. I don't care about that. I want to know, why was the Doc the last person you invited? And then I'll feel better. The last person? Was I that rogue? That offensive? Come on, man. The last one? But I truly, though, outside of my own personal nonsense, it helped me. It motivated me to write, okay, more articles, more content, more research, more. Can you tell I'm a Pisces? I'm sensitive. March birthday. We're sensitive. We're Pisces. We think too much on stupid stuff. Why would they make me last? Doc, don't forget to seriously bring up the race for Tyleek and Jamo. Okay. I don't know how to ask, I know how to ask them. I don't know how to ask non-serious questions in a way that sounds serious. Like, would I just say, Dan, I think a lot of people want to know. I probably would just do it like this. Dan, I think a lot of people want to know, between Jamo and Tyreek, two speedy guys, who would win in a race? Do you think there's an opportunity to set up a race? How would I ask it? Because you want to sound serious. They cranked up the microphone, guys. They heard you. They've been doing the test. Who would win a race, Dan? He'd be like, Jamo. So how would I ask it? Drop it in the comments. How do I ask? I want to see this race. Exactly. John Hughes, the news I want to hear. That's what I want to see. I want to see opportunities for the Lions to get after it against a team I think they're better than by a lot. My money's on J-Mo too. Tyreek, he would do is he would lose the race and still talk junk. He would lose by a lot and he would just be like, oh, this field turf. He would make excuses. Or, you know what he would do? How I kind of sense the Tyreek vibe. He'd get everybody all excited. He'd line it up and talk about it. And then right when everybody's excited, he'd be like, nah, man, come on. He'd sense it. He'd see the crowd getting all excited. He'd see all the cameras out. And he'd just be like, no. He'd come up with an excuse. Hit that like button for the doc. The sensitive Pisces. Being a Pisces is really tough. We're way oversensitive. We think about dumb stuff. Way oversensitive, us March birthdays. Way sensitive. Why can't I just get an email responded to? Like, hey, man, I'm busy. Don't email me. It's all a guy could ask for is just, relieve my sensitivities. Acknowledge the doc. And plus I watch a lot of wrestling. Acknowledge me. Like, lie to me. Man, doc, I've seen you here every day for 7 years. Most days except for Fridays during the season. We'd love to have you on, and then just never invite me. We'd love, like the BS line. The BS line that people give when they're never going to have you on ever. Man, we'd love to have you on. Man, you're great. I like you. You like you. No, you don't like me. I've seen everybody else and their mom on your program but me. And in the end, I'm probably the one that would spit it the most entertaining. Fans of the NFL want to know who's faster. Can you arrange a race for all of the fans? All right, cue ball. There's a chance I'm going to ask this question. And probably just, it has to be asked, and Dan's going to confirm it. He's going to say J-Mo. Dan, just everybody wants to know across the NFL world, if there was an opportunity, and maybe there will be one, do you think, one, we could get a race between J-Mo and Tyreek these next 2 days? And two, how much do you think J-Mo would win by? You have to kind of lead him a little bit. Or who do you think would win? Who is faster, Doc or Broderick Martin? It depends. If they're giving out free hamburgers, the Doc. If it's just a normal race, man, I'm getting old and I'm not stretching properly. My calves hurt even after stretching in a softball game. Vito, I'm just now recovering from his softball game. But if you put out free food, I'll run. I'll get there. Man, 75 minutes just flew by. Holy cow. All right, last round of questions. I've exhausted all the things I want to talk about myself for today. Thank you guys truly, humbly, for the early support. A couple thousand viewers every day. It's fun, man. It's fun to do this. It's like my relief from the professional aspect of the job to just get out here and share what I think and what I want to get after it. I want to see Tyreek and J-Mo light it up. We know J-Mo, right? Maybe we got groundswell from the couple hundred in here watching live right now. Groundswell to just tag J-Mo and be like, hey, call him out. Tag Tyreek. J-Mo's going to beat you. J-Mo's saying that he's going to win a race by a lot. Or you could just say it. John Macaroon of On SI says that you have no chance to win. That's probably right. Maybe that doesn't help me be more motivated. It doesn't help me write more articles. Just a fan. Doc, if you were a U of M alum and fan, more would like you. That's quality. That's why I do this. That's quality. That's the answer you should give. Doc, if you went to Michigan, they'd really like you. Doc, if you were a journalist, they would like you. I know they like me. They like me. But they can't take the chance. What could I say? What would he say on a live broadcast or it's taped? What would he say? I'd say, what took you so long, man? I don't like being 30th on the list. But I'm 30th on the list, the invite list, but first in your hearts, hopefully. That's why you're watching. Flair Savage. Yeah, Doc, love the work. Always jump in when I can. That does mean a lot. Thank you, Motor City Kitty. Thank you for the latest updates. Whatever you guys need at Detroit Podcast, that's the hub. You can reach me. At Detroit Podcast, si.com/NFL/Lions. Like I said, you can just come here, read the comments, and get after it. I actually am liking it. It's fun. It's like an outlet. You know, you're cooped up in an office, you're typing, you're directing things, you got a lot going on, you're checking your phone. It's daunting, man. And again, I don't turn it off. When I go home, I watch more Lions film. You know, I go back to 2023. I am like a glutton for punishment. Watch that San Francisco game. It's a glutton, man. Once you get in it, it's like a speed racing train, man. It doesn't stop. And also too, man, the other writers, man, they're, like I said, they're classically trained. They're really good at what they do. You gotta be hungry. You gotta be on their level, or they'll blow past you. And luckily, I feel like I'm on their level. I feel like they know and I contribute. I contribute content that they can use because they write the answers to the questions I ask. And that's always what I always felt like. I don't want to dominate. I don't want to be the first to ask. I just want to contribute what people want. Be part of the mix. Just make sure that no one leaves a media session going, man, you guys should have asked this. Because that would be my job to ask it. Yeah, and I do like it. It's really, in the end, this is what I would do with Adam, and this is what we do every week, but I'm just not filming it live. It's just talking into a microphone. I've been doing this for 10 years. Since 2013. This is going on my 13th year doing this? John, good question. All right, get your last set of questions in. Last 180 seconds, I promise. Has your guess for the season record changed at all? No, 10, 7, 11, 6. It might change based on the makeup of the 53-man roster. I still think that my common theory would be win a lot of games at home and just try to go 3-5 on the road. Just try to get a couple wins on the road. You get to 10 wins pretty easily. That home schedule is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. I would be surprised with that offense if they don't get to double-digit wins. Again, am I wrong? Could the practice be more professional? We shall see. At Detroit Podcast, the way it's going to happen is tonight, check it out. I'll advertise it. I'm going to hop on with Alan, and we're going to preview similar to this. And then there's an opportunity again. We're going to split the fields. He'll give me it'll be from his perspective, what he saw of the Lions defense tomorrow. But also too, check out the Miami reporters. I believe that it's open. If people are there, it's live tweeting. So I will tweet as much as I can live with the updates, and on X at Detroit Podcast. We'll have a comprehensive recap podcast and we'll get after it. But what do you guys think? JMO versus Hill. How fast would JMO get to? Would you want to see 50-yard dash? Probably 40-yard dash, right? 40-yard dash. Do those kind of races need the whole 100 yards? I don't know. I haven't been accused of being the most speedy guy. So I don't know what's the best way to prove this so that whoever wins can earn the title and get the trash talking rights. 40-yard dash, right? 40 yards. Let's go. Oh. Doc, I'm bald. It's liberating. Join the Chrome Dome Brotherhood. We talked about this yesterday. First of all, I'm trying to get on these shows. If you haven't noticed, a bald Doc would probably look like a psychopath. I'm hanging on, man. I'm hanging on by a thread. It's my last vestige of personal manhood, man. You trying to take it from me? I'm already short. I'm already overlooked. I'm already the guy from the internet. I'm already not wanted. Bald. All right, I'll think about it. There's no live stream on SI. There's no live. It's YouTube. So what happens is I partnered with on SI to start the website. Massive coverage, a lot of viewers, a lot of videos. The videos are just shorter clips of this or personal videos. Like I can record videos. Now after this, I'm going to record a handful that I'm going to put up there, and there'll be clips, 90 seconds, because you guys like it on YouTube a little bit differently. The videos, you guys like it around 90 seconds. So that is the hub of the operation. That's the juice. That's the factory. This is the don't take it the wrong way. This is the food truck extension of the website. You know, this is on SI's food truck. We give you a little slice, little sample on the side, but the hub of the operation is on SI. The written content, massively successful, seen all over the world. The videos, massively successful. Massively successful. I support 3 other people. Me. I dole it out. I say, hey, you write this, you write this, you write this. I'm in control of it for 7 years. We still are, the lights are on. So now I just have gotten to the point where it's like, okay, you know, being humble is fun. It's nice, but it's not as fun as just saying I made it and I self-made it. So stop acting like I don't exist. Because I'm going to tell you I exist. I've already made it. Like I said, if it all ended tomorrow, I won the game. I was pretty happy. Pretty happy. Now, like I said, I was just invited by other YouTubers and said, hey, man, you probably could do this. You have inside information. You're there. Spit it out. I said, man, I'm already doing enough, man. I can't do more. They're like, man, spit it out. Do it. Stop being lazy. I said, are you calling me lazy? All right. I'm not lazy. So you can find the YouTube channel here and on X at Detroit Podcast to find everything. But yeah, growing a personal show is great because I have the opportunity, if this grows bigger and bigger, to do even more stuff, which I'm always interested in. The more hair, the more respect. Right. Maybe I've totally looked at this wrong. Maybe I need to go totally different. Maybe I need to put on flip-flops, tell them, hey, I work for the national site. I'm coming to visit. Maybe you'll let me do some interviews. Maybe I'll just go travel to Chicago and talk to their players. I'd probably be treated better. But actually, I'm thankful. The little slice you get, you take what you get, and you don't complain. You just go on a podcast and just complain. That's about the extent of what I'll do. And guess what? They still haven't given me the new badge. And that's even more made me feel less important. Hey, man, you got in touch with security. It's important. We got to get you a new badge. No problem. Monday morning comes. I'm excited. I'm getting a new badge. I had to self-scribble my own badge. Oh, sorry, we forgot. Okay. I'm not important. You walked up to me and said, we're going to get you a new badge, man. Hence, I did say the first day, hey, this is wrong. The first day, and I never said anything else until security checked me as I was working. Hey, the rogue doc is not going to do anything. You could tackle me. Hey, Mr. Macaroon, can we double check your badge? This one, the one that I self-scribbled all over because the name was wrong. Yeah, it's me, the DOC. You don't know me? Here. Yeah, it does look weird that I scribbled out the wrong name and put the right name on it. Right. That's right, my man. Mahdi gets in. Ahlan, ahlan. Doc, see you analyze focus, seeing the truth, and how you see it with your opinion and vision, experience, study, educated, and you're working too fast brain, too good. That's right. Shukran. Now you just need to tell the Lions to be nicer. Spoil me a little bit. Just spoil the Doc. He's a Pisces. See, that's what it is. It's not that I have an ego problem. It's I'm a Pisces. We're very sensitive. Very sensitive. All up in our feelings. And I'm in the feelings business. Why wouldn't they take my site? They don't like me? Hell, I'm such a humble guy. At least highlight Vito and Christian. Leave the idiot alone. Highlight Vito and Christian. They get paid to do this. You know what I mean? From me. Highlight Vito and Christian's articles. Don't cut them out because the Doc's an idiot. But listen, hopefully they see it. They go, oh, man, why would we cut them out? Pisces, man. Don't be a Pisces. Don't be a Pisces. But it helps. Every little bit helps. I look at it like, man, okay, the site's doing well. Do I ask them, hey, can you put our site on your thing? You are aggregating everybody else. And the part that bothers me the most, not that the Lions aggregate and highlight every local reporter. They're aggregating people outside of Detroit that write for the stuff that they take from me. You know what I mean? They're getting the content from Lions on SI at the national SI site. You're going to highlight them? It just would sting you. I just don't have the guts to say it into their face. You're like, come on, guys. Seriously? You're going to aggregate them? They literally come to my site and then rewrite it. That stings. Being a Pisces, man. But in the end, that's a personal matter. I don't know. I have to air it. It just feels good to do it. Just say, hey, I'm bothered. But again, we're Pisces. Pisces born in March. The fish, the sign, astrological sign, is highlighted by very much deep personal connections, hypersensitivity, deep. We need time alone. We need deep introspection. We overanalyze why people say the things that they do, why did they do the things that they do, and it's really nonsensical. But I will say this. If Channel 7, the Lions, even if they put me on the aggregating list, it would be nice. But I don't need it. It's more motivating. Actually, I would say don't do it. Don't do it. The motivation is great, man. It just makes me feel good. Keep sleeping on the Rogue Doc. It's fun, man. It's a fun job. And like I said, the fun opportunity to get to talk to you guys, it makes me happy. It's a good part of my day. Thank you for the 90 minutes. My time is up. Again, I'm sorry. It's debriefing. It's like you get all the stuff pent up and you just got to let it out. And I don't talk like this to a lot of people. I'm talking to you. Thank you. One last thing from Nate. What are you going to focus on tomorrow for the joint practice? Remember, I just said I'm sensitive. I've said it a couple times on this show, but I'll say it one more time. Tomorrow for me, Lions offense versus the Dolphins defense. My colleague will hit the Dolphins offense against the Lions defense. And we'll get together and we'll share it on Lions on SI. That's the coverage. Lions on SI. That's this week's episode. Again, a couple things to talk about. Who would win in a race? J-Mo or Tyreek? Do I ask that question? J-Mo or Tyreek? Do they let me on the field tomorrow? After all the pseudo passive-aggressive complaining. I just need an email reply to. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm too nice. Pisces are too nice. I got to stand up for myself. I need representation. Mr. Macaroon will not tolerate this anymore. Oh, man. Thank you guys for listening. This has been fun. Hopefully you laughed. Hopefully you got some insight. Hopefully you sympathize with the small little complaints that I would have. Let's get after it. Tomorrow, Lions on SI. Today, got Broderick Martin. We got this stuff up already. The complaints about Jared Goff and the way the national media is looking at him. The Q&A. Thank you guys for letting me be just a small little slice of the Detroit media. It means a lot to me. Just a small little slice of the Detroit media. Could it be a bigger slice? Yeah, if the other guys would help me out. But don't let that happen. Don't let somebody who doesn't have to care go rogue. Peace, everybody. We'll check back tomorrow. Thanks for the 90 minutes.